It's like pretty loud.
What up? Welcome to the live. Two boys from the Lost Tape Radio Show, aka Agent Relay, aka This Week in AI. Malik, how are you?
I think the sound levels are like a little off. Okay, it's too loud, isn't it?
What'd you say? All right, I guess I thought you liked music. I thought.
I do, but no, we can't hear the vocals.
We got I'm learning a lot of things about this premium. We got heartbeats. Anyways,
You said premium or?
I don't know if this is premium. This could just be, normal. But how's it going? Anything big happened today?
Yeah, I played tic-tac-toe a lot with Codex and Claude and Claude and Claude and Codex and Codex, and had about 50-ish games of tic-tac-toe.
Now, you're playing normal tic-tac-toe. We got to get some Codex on Codex super tic-tac-toe. So I think that actually might be interesting. I'm going to do that tonight.
It's like a game of how many pieces of
so you have 9 grids, and in each grid is a tic-tac-toe grid, and you can only play in the corresponding grid on the larger grid. So like if I play the center, then the next person's move has to be in the center game, and then if they play the top left in the center game, I can only play the next move in the top left on the macro grid.
Okay. Huh.
Much easier to lose in super tic-tac-toe.
I mean, the one thing I did see is I tried like Haiku versus Codex or Haiku versus anything, and Haiku lost. But that might actually be a good like test, like model, like competency.
Tic-tac-toe competency.
Yeah, I mean, like even like war games or any like different types of games to see like is this agent actually like how does this model perform under these types of scenarios?
Well, beyond tic-tac-toe, let's go into This Week in AI, and then we'll go into the demo maybe. So
Yeah.
big news this week. Anthropic saying no to the Department of War in the U.S.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, good for them for taking a stand. I feel like Anthropic's been getting a lot of heat about being evil and not being really moral. So I think they saw an opportunity. Maybe it's legit, but they saw maybe opportunity to take a stand and look like the good guys. Yeah,
it strikes me all as like posturing and.
Yeah, it's all signaling. That's a blog post. Like it's all signaling.
Yeah, it all comes back to context somehow. The inside joke here is that every conversation for me ends in talking about context. So,
what else happened this week? Anthropic launched 8,000 different things.
It's every day now. It's like waking up and checking Twitter is like it's like a dopamine drug for me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like almost anxiety a little bit too to checking Twitter.
Yeah,
because I know what I don't want to see.
Right.
In a lot of ways, and then also you need to keep up with stuff to just like see what people are talking about and the way things are shifting. But then also my timeline is limited to like a subset of people, which is probably good and bad.
Yeah. We're both definitely in a bubble of like AI forward, agentic workflow forward.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Mary was just telling me about how she was just getting into open code. And so it's like, there's like a long gap for even people who are on the edge.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I remember when like a long time ago, I was just using I was like, I think you were like, you should use Claude. I was like, yeah, I'll try it out. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
And then now it's like I haven't gone back to Cursor in years. I feel like, and then now it's like only like Codex is hitting hard.
Yeah, it's funny thinking about how I emotionally responded to not having an editor. Like, that doesn't feel like I'm actually going to be programming, and which is probably correct.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, the terminal is where I always like to live, even like because using MacVim, which is basically just like a terminal anyway. But
Right.
But actually, am trying Zed. And I hooked up the Vim emulation there, and Zed's pretty good. And then also like obviously working on the ACP hooking with Agent Relay to be able to talk to multiple agents within Zed, I think would be an ideal workflow even, because then like I'm still close to the codes. I can actually like view the code and really see what's happening.
Yeah.
In addition, have the agent work on it at the same time. So I think when I move away or go back to like looking at code more closer, when we slow down a little bit, if that ever happens, I want to do that workflow where it's Zed and agents working on it, so I can like really see a little bit closer.
Have you tried Warp at all?
Yeah,
We're coming from the other end. It's the terminal that has added sort of IDE features, I think.
Right. Yeah, Warp actually like auto starts all the time. So for like 3 weeks, Warp will always just show up, and I would just quit right away because I downloaded it and wanted to try it out, and then I tried it out like once, but I actually haven't done too much with it. Have you tried it?
Yeah, so I always was a ghosty terminal guy, and then I wanted to, sort of prior to Agent Relay, or even part of while we're building it, having multiple terminals open became like a really important thing to me, and then having separate profiles for them.
Mm-hmm.
And Ghosty doesn't really support that well, and so my solution to that was rather ignorant, which was like, I'll just install every terminal emulator and have a different terminal emulator for each use case. And so, one of them was Warp, and similarly, I had similar reactions because it always opens, but
yeah,
I liked it very recently, like being able to see the files there. It's all that we're all swirling on the same thing. I'm curious your thoughts on if we'll even be in IDEs in the next 6 months. Like, do you see that going away, or not IDEs, in terminals?
Terminals. I mean, that's the push, right? Like Codex has its app. They're giving you 2x usage on the Mac app. Claude has their app that they just added in the web preview. So I feel like they're pushing towards that. And then there's Conductor, of course, which I think is pretty popular. But I mean, is that the answer, or is it actually just, I mean, my ideal is actually just using like a phone, like using my app on my phone to control. And you tried Happy Engineering, right? Happy Engineering.
I never tried Happy Engineering. No, I always had some Tailscale interpretation of it.
Right. I mean, honestly, I think the ideal is a phone app that you talk to, and that's what Happy Engineering had, which I loved, because I would be in the car just like talking about code, and then saying, and like, going through kind of like the OpenAI app where you can chat with it, and then the prompts are all on the phone, and you talk to the AI about it, and then it implements it, and it's all like cloud based.
But is that really where you see the future of work? Like, if you think about, obviously it's beneficial, you're in the car, you're not doing anything else, you can sort of think out loud, but like, it's not your prime focus.
No,
right?
It's part of it. But I think there's a super amount of value to be able to do that when you give it context. The context is code base, the context is Notion, the context is your like CRM, and so you chat about those things, like, I guess in your downtime in some ways, but being able to do that ad hoc outside of like the deep focus work gives you kind of like the hybrid of being able to take a step back but still kind of like go deep into something. I think that's like a good thinking point.
It's interesting though. You say deep focus work. Like, is there still a lot of value in deep focus work? Like, if you have a swarm of agents that can, you know, depending on how you define the intent of what you want the software to do, do you need to have full context? Like, do you need to even know how it's working?
I think you can't trust agents fully to implement it exactly how you think you're describing it.
Today you can't.
But still, if you describe something, your implicit bias means you're not going to describe it exactly how, fully spec'd out how it should be necessarily. And maybe the agent comes back with questions, but I still think there's cases that you're not thinking of that you don't know until you actually go through and really test it fully. And cases that the agent makes assumptions about that you don't realize until it's too late. So I think the deep focus work is really going through testing, but also trying to understand what's happening to make sure that those cases are handled before you try to ship something. And the deep focus work, honestly, right now is dealing with 8 work streams at the same time.
Yeah.
It's draining. I'm almost miss the days of just working on one feature for a week. And
I don't know if this is intentional, but that's a good segue into what Agent Relay can actually help with. I think living in that world though, when Agent Relay is widely adopted, if you have a swarm of agents that can test for you, and you have hooks into communicating back to the human of here's what was done, here are the things that were unclear, here's how it works. Mm-hmm. Do you even really need to be deeply thinking about it, or can you actually just be in the car driving, not really focusing on it? I guess this is sort of a very long-winded way of saying what is the value of human intelligence in a world where we have intelligence? But
I was just watching something where I think the creative aspect and as people describe it, the taste aspect, and taste takes thought and experience and intuition, because
are those not things that you can are those not science? Or is taste not just a poorly understood set of rules that we evolve as we grow older and see different experiences? And could you not then artificially create taste? For example, I think Codex recently has been writing code that I would describe as matches my taste. Now, I don't know if that's intentional, but it certainly mimics taste, or is matched my taste. Maybe it's not decided.
But still, you're telling it what to write. You're telling it what the feature is, and that is your taste, your opinion on how things should work. That requires thought, deep thought, to think through this is what I want to build. This is why I should be built this way. This is why people want to use it. That requires thought for sure.
Yeah.
But do I have access to all these?
Would an agent do that? All right, let's get into the demo, the tic-tac-toe demo. We're way over time anyways. We'll end this weekend. We're doing better. I think, next show we'll have visitors, and we'll have, I should come up with the topics ahead of time. I think I like this format.
Wait, you're saying you should or should not?
No, I should.
So I'll share my screen. And speaking of Zed, I was working on using Zed actually. So seems great. You have 2 monitors. Yes, thank you. Don't show these tubes. Entire screen. So one thing we're doing is launching Agent Relay, and the core piece is the Agent Relay SDK. And this is an example usage of the SDK to have two agents play tic-tac-toe against each other. And the intention is that it's a very easy way to showcase agent-to-agent communication. This line will not be needed because I'm just testing my local, and I'm doing a release right now to launch. And if I go through the scripts, it basically adds a listener to messages received. Then it spawns a Claude Sonnet agent, gives some instructions for tic-tac-toe. Outputs the observer URL, so you have a URL we can actually view the game in action. And then it also spawns a Codex Spark agent in the same channel, which is a tic-tac-toe channel. And then it waits for the agents to be ready and then tells them to play. And then it waits for either the agent to exit or 5 minutes, because a game of tic-tac-toe should not take more than 5 minutes. So again, concise, but under the hood, there's a lot here to be able to get this communication working, to get two agents to play against each other.
And obviously I know this, but just for posterity, running relay Claude spawn, that's actually creating a Claude instance similar to just typing Claude in your terminal, right?
Yes, exactly. Using a PTY, a single terminal.
So it's not a separate harness using the API tokens. It's rather your own, whatever harness you want to use, really. But we have friend wrappers for Claude and Codex.
Exactly. So if you have a bunch of skills or hooks or whatever, like all these are in play because it's your subscription and your setup. Same for Codex configuration, etc. And so under the hood, we just like call your Claude instance and run it.
All right, my money's on Codex. Let's go.
So I haven't tested this officially, so we'll see if it works.
Let's go, baby. Live demo.
Let me do that build.
You get a little different vibe for the tic-tac-toe game.
Just doing one more build because I made a few changes.
All right, let's go. You're right. We need something a little more aggressive.
For tic-tac-toe, is it?
All right. How about... Yeah.
Okay. Wow, this is intense. Okay, it's still building.
Woo!
Okay, let's do it.
Oh. Go tic-tac-toe.
So, let's see, we'll take this URL and we can view our dashboard. So this is the observer dashboard, so we can see there's different channels. There is a tic-tac-toe channel with players online. So we'll see if this works. Nope. Nice. So yeah, it times out. I'm still working on this. This timeout issue. We'll be back to fix this.
Hey, you know
shortly.
what? Demo gods be demo gods. So, all right. Well, we should probably cut it here, anyways. We're way past our 15-minute mark. This has been. Do we have? Were we calling it This Week in AI? It feels like a. Is it 10 words? Stuck now.
Yeah, I feel like I should change this. It's not really This Week in AI, perhaps.
All right. Well, what's your name? Hater. Haters Anonymous. Is that what we call this? HA. Ha.
What did we talk about? It was. I mean, every episode should be called context.
Just the context. Okay.
The context.
All right. Well, this has been the context with the Lost Tapes boys, DJ KJG, and William Washburn. All right.
See it.
See you guys later. See you next week.